party people. Party people. Maybe that's a good new intro. Anyway, we are back with a new mini dress. It's mini dress season, so why not? And I've actually already done a bit of prep work, so let's just jump straight into the video and I'll bring you up to speed of where I am. And yeah, let's make a sparkling lobster dress. That is why you're here. All right, so for those of you who have watched the sequin dress, the crystal beaded one, Cleo Pipiat and Oceanus inspired, you'll know that I drafted my pattern from the Lutterlow system. But I also revealed that I got a few patterns out of this one pattern. I changed the neckline and the shoulder straps a bit. So this time we will be working with a pattern that is from that very same dress. I've altered the neckline, so it will be like a reverse scoop. It's gonna have this like upper flowing, or this upper going half circle neckline. And then I'm also gonna keep the slit on the, what is it? Right leg. So that's also happening this time. For fabrics, I'm working with two fabrics, a jacquard, light blue jacquard with lobsters woven onto it. It looks absolutely fabulous, very thick, very structured. So I'm quite excited to see how this neckline will come out, and I'm also a bit excited to see how much it will actually snatch once it's snatched already. And then we're also working with a bridal satin for the inner lining, so a white bridal satin fabric. So far I have managed to cut out all of my pieces. I started with my main fabric, my outer fabric, overlocked it, and then I actually embroidered as well. I embroidered eyes on the lobsters. You can see the embroidery here, and you can also see that I actually showed you two different types of beads. I was a bit unsure if I was going to do two types or one. So far I only have one. So let's see if I add more. And then I've also cut out all of my lining fabric pieces, and I have overlocked them as well. So that's kind of where I am at, guys. I have all of the pieces right here, and what I'm about to do next is just sewing together all of those vertical seams on my outer and inner fabric. I also want to do boning on the lining fabric, and then as zipper or closures or whatever you want to call it goes, we're gonna do a invisible zipper on the back. So that is where I am. Let's jump into all of those vertical stitches. So yeah, just pinning all the pieces together and vertical stitches first. And once we get to the boning, I will come back to you guys. Okay, first update now, guys. As you can see, I've sewn the vertical stitches, but I've also left the side seams open. Because we're doing a zipper in the center back, that means that I basically have four, so two outer fabric and two lining fabric back pieces. What I'm going to do next is press. So I'm going to press all the seams so that they are nice and crisp. And then I'm going to install the zipper on the outer fabric. And once that is done, we're gonna move on to boning on the lining fabric. And sometimes it's a puzzle as you go. So I just gotta figure out if I wanna collect the seams here first, do zipper, and then do boning. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, this is where we're at. Status is as follows. We have our front fabric ready in both lining and outer fabric. And then we have our back sides connected by the zipper here in the middle. And the zipper turned out pretty darn good, if you ask me. I started by adding the zipper to the outer fabric this time, and I'm really happy with it. I'm considering if I should like top stitch it down even further. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, we are moving on, and we are moving on to boning. What I would like to do is add boning to this seam and this seam right here on the lining. And then I'm actually just gonna go and check on one of my other dresses that has boning, if it also has boning here on the sides. If it does, I'm gonna need to figure that out. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. That's a great tip, by the way. If you're in doubt about how something is sewn, or if it has something or doesn't, just check maybe your closet if you have a item that is similar. Anyway, and I'm going to use this type of boning. This type of boning right here is it's a bit softer, easier to work with. You basically just have to like sew it down. So I'm gonna figure out how much I need and then just lay it down like this and sew it on to my garment. So all good. Okay, quick update, and this is again why it's such a great tip I gave myself as well to go and check my existing item. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just gather the side seams on the outer fabric, and then I'm gonna sew the boning on to my seam allowance on the outer fabric, and then we're gonna move on to putting the lining and outer fabric together. All right, a little test fit. It fits quite nicely, but it's a little too big up here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take this seam right there, and I'm just gonna take a little extra in. Let's get. I'm gonna take a little extra in here, and I'm doing that because this seam is not going to have any boning. So that's what I'm gonna do, and then we can continue. Okay, we have our lining and we have our outer fabric, and they are sewn together in the middle by the zipper. I installed the boning. I don't know how clear that was, but yeah, it's installed on the side seams and bust seams. Now I'm going to tuck the lining into the outer fabric so that we can sew the neckline. Okay guys, it's ready. I'm incredibly happy with how this little dream of a lobster dress turned out. Honestly, all of it went like to plan. The slit is amazing. The fit is amazing. I think I've really learned to maybe take a few extra centimeters off once I'm doing my pattern, because when I do, they actually get that extra little snatch. Zipper, everything turned out great. I decided to, because this is this fabric is not meant to be clothing fabric, it's actually meant to be like pillows or maybe furniture or, you know, like a bit sturdier stuff. I decided to top stitch, and I also decided to top stitch on the slit so that it would actually stay like really neatly flat. Also, first time I worked with this type of boning, like I know it and I know it's easy, but I didn't realize it was this easy. So I'm very happy with her. But here I am, ready for champagne boardwalks in my little Lobster mini. 10 out of 10 would recommend. And I really love the eyes that I embroidered, the eyes of the lobster. It's just giving it like just that extra little detail. So here she is, all done. I'm all done, and I'll see you for the next DIY. See you next